So, a few years back, my family packed up our peaceful Wisconsin life and moved to the bustling San Francisco Bay Area. My husband and I grew up in Asia and came to the US in our early 20s. We spent most of our time here living in the Midwest. When it became clear that we needed to move to California for my husband's job, I was like, California? So far away. What's our life going to be like out there? But then I reassured myself, it's still America. How different can it be? Well, shortly after we arrived, I got my first reality check. I was driving on the highway one night. It was dark, barely any cars around, so I flipped on the high beams. When I took the exit and stopped at the red light at the end of the ramp, I forgot to turn them off. I was tired and just wasn't thinking. I know, totally my bad. I would have expected someone to flash their lights at me or maybe give a polite little honk. You know, the Midwestern way. But I was not prepared for what happened next. A guy in the pickup truck next to me rolled down his window, stuck his head out, and yelled, "Turn your f***ing lights off!" Welcome to California, I guess. To be fair, that was the only time someone actually dropped the F-bomb on me. Over time, it was the everyday driving that really made me realize I'm not in Kansas anymore. Let's start with the traffic lights. Let's just say my Midwestern brain had to be completely reprogrammed on how to respond to the traffic lights. First, the yellow light. Back in the Midwest, yellow means slow down, prepare to stop. Here in the Bay Area, yellow means floor it like your Tesla stock is going to crash if you don't rush through this light right now. Seriously, everyone here seems to be in a hurry to go places. And yes, I confess, I picked up the habit sometimes, which I'm not proud of. But in the early days, I really tried to do the right thing. One time, I saw the light turn yellow while I was still a good distance away, so I slowed down and stopped. Just as I was congratulating myself for being a model driver, the car that was behind me pulled up next to me. The driver rolled down her window and shouted, "You shouldn't have stopped! I almost hit you!" You see, the peer pressure is real. Okay, red light. The rule should be simple. Red equals stop, right? Well, some Bay Area geniuses have discovered a loophole. As long as the other direction hasn't turned green, it's still safe to cross. It is not uncommon to see cars flying through right after the lights turn red. And sometimes they take it a little too far. One day, I stopped at a red light. Even the two cars in front of me had stopped, so it was a clear consensus that the red light was on. Then, out of nowhere, a pickup truck blasted past me full speed. I turned my head just in time to see him flying through the red light and into the intersection. 1 second later, bam, had a head-on collision with a small car coming out of the cross traffic. Clearly, stopping at red lights is more of a suggestion than the rule for some people around here. Okay, finally, let's talk about green light. Green should mean go, right? If you paid any attention to my red light story, you would have guessed. The answer is no. In the Bay Area, green means pause, check all 6 directions, scan for flying cars, then proceed with caution. One Saturday morning, I was heading to the store. The light in front of me turned green, so I started driving. I confess, it was early in the morning, my radar wasn't on yet, so I forgot to check the other direction and just started driving. Halfway through the intersection, I saw a car from the cross traffic driving towards me at full speed. My blood turned to ice. I wasn't sure if I should press gas or brake, so I just stayed still and screamed. Felt like an eternity, though it was probably just a couple of seconds later. That car swerved and missed me by inches. Thank goodness. And just when I thought I had had enough crazy driving stories to write about, life supplied me with a recent one. One evening, I was cruising home, minding my own lane, when I heard a loud noise. An SUV brushed by and scraped my side mirror off. The mirror was now hanging by a wire like a broken robot arm. The SUV kept on driving, showed no signs of slowing down or intention to pull over. So I caught up, rolled down my window, and shouted, "Hey!" Yes, I had lived here for years. I had adapted. I was not that timid Midwestern girl anymore. The traffic was heavy. The driver probably figured out that there was no way he could drive any faster to escape me. He pointed his hand to the shopping plaza on the side of the road, like, let's settle it over there. Cool, let's do that. He started to make his way into the shopping plaza, and I followed him. This was a big shopping plaza. It had Home Depot, Target, PetSmart, and a ton of restaurants. So the parking lot was ginormous and had many sections like a maze. That guy drove into the parking lot of PetSmart, then he kept on driving and made a left turn into the parking lot of Target. Then he kept on driving and made another turn into the parking lot of Home Depot. Then he kept on driving. At this point, I realized he's not planning to stop, he's just trying to ditch me. As predicted, at the next turn, he drove out of the parking lot onto the road and disappeared into the night. I gave up and drove home with a dangling mirror. Fortunately, the wire was still intact, so my husband was able to glue the mirror back on its base and it still worked. As of today, this battle-tested mirror still proudly stands with a scar at the bottom. So, those are my driving stories in California. Do you have any wild driving stories? Drop in the comments below. Let's laugh and heal together.